Ladies and gentlemen, demons run when a good man goes to war. For this is a Fred the Alien Productions podcast.
Good Christian soldiers marching off to war. Because that's the thing that I think of when I think of Christianity is army.
Yeah, that makes sense. Let's cue the music.
I don't know what we're yelling about! We came, we saw, we kicked its ass!
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine? Not a DeLorean?
The way I see it, if you're gonna build a time machine into a car, why not do it some style?
Who is this? What's your operating number?
Boring conversation anyway.
Look, we're gonna have company! Loud noises!
Hello,
Hello.
I'm a Kendall Richardson.
And I'm the new and improved Michael Lister with hat option.
He comes with a new hat.
Yes, it comes with a new hat.
And you are now experiencing a podcast called Fred.
Yes, experiencing it through the mediums of, first day of December. Where did the time go?
Where indeed it is the last month of the year. It is summer officially now. And in true Victorian fashion, it's been raining.
Wet, rainy, and cold.
And cold on and off. Yes. Weird start to summer, but that's all right. Unfortunately, as you've probably noticed already, Fulya is not with us this week. She sends her love, and she will be back on the pod next time. But we will carry on without her, and you know, it won't be the same, but we'll make do with what we got, won't we?
Yes.
Yes. She's always here in spirit. That is true.
As a
Yes.
fine whiskey.
like a fine whiskey. Yes. So, without any more ado, then we'll get straight into the show with the weekly watchings. Mike.
Hello.
What have you been watching this week?
Well, only a couple of things, but there's a fair number of things to watch within the couple of things.
Okay.
Because Arcane's all done and dusted, and I don't need to, watch something new and different. I've been having a look at my calendar because I've written everything in the calendar of things that I need to watch. And one of those things is because in next year, in March, I think, the new Daredevil comes out. So I need to watch Daredevil. I need to watch Daredevil. And I was having a look. It's like, well, if I'm watching Daredevil, I need to watch The Defenders. Right?
Yeah, I guess.
Which makes sense because Daredevil's in The Defenders. But
Yes, he is.
when I'm watching that, there are certain characters that I haven't seen. So I need to watch the entire thing. So I'm going to be watching the entire The Defenders canon. Netflix.
Amazing.
Yes. And I worked out I can get it all done if I watch 2 episodes a day. And I started on Friday. So I've now ingested 6 episodes of the first season of Daredevil.
Ooh.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it? Yeah.
I don't know why. I always watch the first episode. It's like, I'll get back to it, and I usually don't. So I've been forcing myself to watch it, sitting down and watching it, and I've just finished the 6th episode of the season, of first season, and oh my god, this is great. This is great television. Why have I put this on the back burner for so long? It's because of this particular reason. I'm actually watching the whole thing, and it's just great. And I knew it was all a bit grisly. So Fulya, if you're listening, fair warning. It's I know you're thinking of watching the Daredevils because of this particular show coming out, season 4 officially. I think you might need to go a couple of times because there is a lot a lot of stuff, a lot of blood, and basic human blunt trauma. And yeah, I knew about Fisk, so that's not a real surprise. But I didn't, and I knew about him slamming someone's head in a door. I didn't expect it to be that severe.
Forgot about it. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
This is a comic book movie. Wow.
Wow.
And having said that, it probably thank goodness that I actually watched Penguin as well, so I'm sort of like geared up for a bit more Penguin. So I found myself new Penguin in the Daredevil of it being such a great character work, and with Murdoch, Daredevil himself, like his humble beginnings and being the origin story of him. And yeah, I'm just loving every character that I've met. Like met Foggy, and Paige.
Foggy.
Yeah, Paige and Foggy. It's like they're quite close. And and I met Claire as well, Night Nurse. I didn't expect them to have that relationship like off the bat. So okay, we'll see what happens there. And yeah, Rosario Dawson is Claire, so hopefully she'll come back. Maybe if she survives. I don't know. Don't spoil it.
Who can say?
So yeah, I'll be watching the Daredevils as well as officially rewatching Jessica Jones and her three, and Luke Cage, and yes, of course, I'll be watching Iron Fist.
Oh no. Okay.
All of it.
Yep.
I'll be watching all of it.
Okay. Great.
And I'll let you know.
Good luck. Please. I can't. Yeah. Oh god. My heart goes out to you.
Hey, I'm watching it two at a time, so it will go quick.
It will go fast. Yes, you will get through it quick.
Yeah, and also Punisher.
Yeah.
I'll chuck in Punisher as well.
Yeah.
Because Punisher is turning up in the newer one too, so I'll be watching that. So I got my little cheat sheet. I wrote up a cheat sheet. See if we could. Right there. So
That's great.
yeah, so knocking them down, setting them
Great.
up, knocking them down, because this week also I'll be rewatching What If as well. So I'll be watching the old ones each day until the new one comes out. So yeah, so that'll be fun to watch. Having said that, I've been doing my daily watchings of Critical Role. I'm up to episode 53. They've just finished the killing of Shazdak, the big Gothic. No, not the big guy with the fists, where Grog did the almighty slash down.
Yeah.
Hearing that and watching that play on the table, oh my god, that was so exciting, because Vex threw Grog in his Pokeball up in the air and it came out, and Grog rolled a natural 20, which is so just a sheer joy on people's faces when that happened. And then as I what, and then as I'm going to do this attack, natural 20, and then how you want to do this? Just slice them in two all the way down. Oh, it was fantastic. And and this episode that I just listened and watched today, they're setting up for the big fight with the Green Dragon, which is the ending of season 2. So I'll be all up to season 3 by maybe next week.
Nice.
Yeah, so the story's going pretty quick. So who knows? Maybe I'll be at the end of season 3, but by the end of the year, who knows? So that's
Maybe
great.
you will.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great.
Also, because I put it on the back burner, but I had 3 episodes to watch, which I'm absolutely happy about, watched all the way up to the latest episode of What We Do in the Shadows.
Nice.
That's amazing. And this week's episode is the one that I was looking for, where Matt Berry sneaked in Democracy Manifest line, which I'm happy.
I haven't had a chance to watch it yet.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
I won't say which one because they're bangers.
Okay.
But I didn't expect it to be that one, but it kind of makes sense. So
Yeah.
so that's great. So that
Nice.
yeah. So it's a shame that that's finishing up, but I think they're not going to do like an ongoing story. I don't think. I think it's just going to be like just the old fashioned like syndication episodes where it's just basically a story for the week, and it's going great, and and some of the stories are just balls of wall funny, and I highly recommend them. And yeah, just watch them, and you'll just be laughing your ass off. Bat. Yeah. So that's what I've been mostly watching, but I've been doing some reading as well. Oh, bloody hell, hurry up and focus. My camera's going skewy. Yeah, me and the wife had our anniversary, and we went down to Melbourne. And
Yeah, happy anniversary.
And I went to a place because I wanted to go to a place, and it was on the way to where we were going. We were going to the State Library to look up some stuff because we're nerds and we like looking up stuff. But I went to a shop that's moved the last time I was there. I went to the old great Minotaur. I went to I went to Minotaur where they've moved to Little Collins Street. So I went there, had a look around, and I've been meaning to start collecting these because I wasn't sure if I was going to get the main volume or just get the omnibuses. But I'm thinking because there's going to be a lot of them, I think I'll save time and money by getting the omnibus. So I'm getting the omnibuses of One Piece, the manga.
Oh wow, the manga.
Yeah, huge, thick, thick boys.
Wow, thick boys.
And there's only 3 of them. So I've been on my sitting down and relaxing stage. I'll be reading some mangas and going back to the beginning, even though I stopped at 150, I think. So I'll catch my because I've been watching a lot of stuff and good stuff that I've been wanting to watch. So yeah, so I've been reading mangas, and when I was reading it on the train back home, my wife was having a look. It's like, how are you reading that? It's like, well, you see, it's Japanese, and they read the other way than Western other way,
That's right.
And it says, wow, how can you read that? Well, the first couple of pages were tricky, but now it's just routine now. So that's fun. That is fun, and that's what I've been reading and watching. What about you, Kendall?
Hey, what about me? That's pretty epic. I don't think I'm going to top that. Lovely. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, I think I'll start with I watched a few things this week, but I won't mention everything. But I've watched all but one episode of the latest drop of Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
The final season 6, part 2, came out a couple of weeks ago, and I finally had some time this week to sit down and start it. I've got one more episode left of this chunk, and then we don't come back until I think January or February for the final round. But yeah, it's good. It's quite interesting how this show has kind of, I don't know, it's it's weird how sometimes it could just veer off into melodrama and be a bit soap opera-y and just ridiculous because it's a show, it's just about karate. It's a show about competitive karate and these rivals, and there's so much history with these characters, and it's very entertaining to watch. But then sometimes like it'll just be they'll just be like, there was, you watched it, but you're not up to date, I'm guessing.
No, I think I'm just up to the final season.
Okay.
So I haven't
Well, it's
watched any of the
any of the
newer
last
ones.
season. You're gonna wait until the whole season's available.
I think I will. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. That's fair enough. It is a bit of a, not anticlimax, but it is a bit of a like so close, and then there's only
So
5
far.
episodes. Yeah, so
So
far.
far.
Yeah, but yeah, there's like just the interesting things in terms of what they prioritize. Like karate comes first in this show. Like it's just kind of wild to me in certain parts. But hey, it's great. But no, I enjoy it, and yeah, and some of the episodes like actually getting to, because I mean, if you've seen up to the end of season 5, you know they they qualify for the Saikai Taikai, which is the worldwide karate, like the you know, top of the top karate championships, and yeah, and now they're there, and so we're getting to see how that plays out, and so the drama kind of is a bit weird, and then it gets like really really good towards the end. Certain characters appear, and I won't say who, and but yeah, it's good, and I just really enjoyed that. You know, I'm still cheering for this show. Like I'm on my couch watching this, and like when, you know, Miguel or Robbie, for example, do something badass, I'm just like, yes, let's go. Like I'm legit cheering on my couch. It's
I'm
great.
like that with Charlie Cox at the moment.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
Oh my god!
Oh my god. But yeah, I've got one more episode to go, and I've seen on IMDb it's rated a 9 out of 10. The next episode I've got to watch, so I'm looking forward to it. As for other things I've watched, I'll mention a couple of movies, a couple of comedies I watched this week. The first is one I hadn't really heard of before. You may know about it, Mike. I don't know, but there's a movie about bowling that was
Ooh.
made in the mid 90s. It was directed by the Farrelly brothers, and it
Yep.
is called Kingpin.
Kingpin.
Yes.
With with Bill
Yeah.
Murray and Woody Harrelson.
Yes, Bill Murray and Woody Harrelson and Randy Quaid as an Amish bowler. I was gonna say bowling prodigy, but he's not really. But he's good. He's a good bowler. Going in, I was just like, okay, let's just enjoy this for what it is. Like, I'm sure it'll be a good time. Like, the cast is great. You know, I don't always love the Farrelly brothers stuff, especially when they tend to veer into the very crude and rude and gross out humor that they're known for.
It's amazing.
movie-
It's amazing that the Farrelly brothers like started big and then
Yeah.
gradually just went down.
Yeah. Yeah, and then one of them won an Oscar for Green Book, so, you know, not both of them.
Whitewashing this show, yeah.
Cool. Anyway, so, but this, in terms of that kind of humor, it's kind of one of their, like, it doesn't lean into that or rely on it as much. So I actually kind of appreciated that a bit more. But I really enjoyed it, and I found myself wondering the whole time, like, why is this movie actually not bigger than, like, I'd never really known of it, you know? But then I realized it came out the same year as Happy Gilmore. And Woody Harrelson's character, he plays a mentor with one hand. So I'm like, it's a sporting comedy, and one of the main characters has one hand. So kind of like there's some, I don't know. Maybe I'm reaching for straws, but
Well,
yeah.
it is the Dr. Doofenshmirtz meme. It's
Yeah.
like, if I had a nickel, I'd have 2 nickels. Which doesn't seem a lot, but it's strange that it's done it twice.
And I really like this movie though. I actually like came away from it at the end going like, no, this is actually really fun, like really funny. Bill Murray gets to play a villain in this one, which is something he doesn't do a hell of a lot too often, but he was hysterical just getting to like, especially towards the end of the film where, you know, he and Woody Harrelson's character have to face off at this bowling tournament, and the hair in this movie is wild. The wigs that they have in this movie is so wild, and Bill Murray has like the comb over to end all comb overs in this, and it just by the end, during the tournament, it's like literally like out here and just like, and he doesn't care. Like they don't try and fix it. They're just like, no. And Woody's similar as well. His is a bit. He's also got a bit of a comb over going on, but it's not that. Oh man, I was in hysterics at just watching it. It was just like, yeah, it was absolutely fantastic. So
Should have won an Oscar for hair and makeup.
did a pretty damn good job. Yeah, so that's a movie I'll definitely watch again, I think. Yeah, I really liked it. I really liked it a lot. And then the other comedy was another one I hadn't seen before as well. It was an Australian comedy movie by the name of Bad Eggs.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Never seen Bad Eggs. I've seen Cracker Jack, definitely. I think I saw Boytown, but I had not seen the other Mick Molloy comedy film of the 2000s, and that was Bad Eggs.
Yeah. Tony Martin's director debut.
Yes, yeah, he wrote and directed it. Yeah, and it was great. I really liked it. Yeah, not as out and out funny as Cracker Jack is, but like humorous in other ways, and like I was laughing throughout most of it. But it has this like it has kind of a good conspiracy, like story to it with the shady cops and all of that going on. And there's the is he? I think he's the premier.
I think he's the premier. Yeah. I haven't watched it in a while.
In a while, yeah.
It's either a minister of something or a premier.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's the premier from memory. I watched it 2 days ago. I should know this. But yeah, and just Judith Lucy being her glorious deadpan self is just always a treat to watch. And I didn't know Bill Hunter was in this. The late great Bill Hunter was also in this, and getting like kind of night and day characters for him after because I've only ever really seen him in Cracker Jack, and is he in Priscilla as well? Is that the other one?
Yeah. He plays the mechanic.
Yeah. Yes. That I haven't seen in forever, but seeing him here, where he kind of, he's the head of this organization that's, up to some naughty business.
And he was also in Muriel's Wedding.
Yes, Muriel's Wedding. Yeah, he plays Muriel's dad. Right?
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah. Yes.
So he's been around.
Bill Hunter. He has been around. He definitely has been around. Yeah, and I really like Mick Molloy in this one too. Like, I mean, he's just, I think, kind of naturally funny. But I don't know. There's just something like, I don't know. He has a good comedic presence, I think.
Yeah.
So I enjoy watching, like, the way he delivers dialogue is so Aussie and very just like, very bloke, laid back sort of dude.
I suppose, going on topic because we're talking about him, he is very Bill Murray-esque in that.
Yeah,
he's in that sort of disinterested on being there sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, but it was fun, like just getting to watch, a good Aussie comedy that, has a bit of drama underneath it, with the storyline, and there's some just really funny hysterical moments, and just little bits that Tony Martin wrote in there and whatnot. And Lawrence Mooney makes a cameo at the start, which I was like, oh wow, there you go. And
Peter Rosethorn
and Peter Rosethorn as well. Yeah. Yeah.
What's his name? It's from Spicks and Specks. Sorry, but he plays he plays the IT guy that they sort of get on board.
He was great. I liked him. Yeah. Let me look up his name. Northey. Alan. I don't know. I'm gonna say it wrong. Brow.
I think it's Bro.
Alan Bro.
Alan Bro. Yeah.
Yeah, Northey. Yeah, he was good. No, it was just a great movie. Good Aussie comedy. I'm very glad to have finally watched it. So, yeah.
Out of all the three,
Nice one.
like those three movies, probably that one's my favorite.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I have a soft spot for Cracker Jack because I watched it when it came out. I think
Yeah,
because I couldn't watch Bad Eggs because it was probably a bit too mature,
too risque.
too risque for my high school self.
And
Early high
Boyzone was
school.
okay, but behind the scenes, it sort of ended the working relationship between between Mick Malloy and Tony Martin.
McLoin, yeah, which is a shame. I don't think they haven't mended their friendship, have they?
Well, I think it's softened, but they're probably not. There's probably no real means to work together again.
Yeah,
Which
they've
is a
got no
shame.
reason to. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame because they made some good comedy together. So
Just yeah.
well,
You can listen to all of Martin Malloy online, which is fun. So
nice.
yeah,
Check it out.
check it out.
Check it out. Check it out. All right.
Better than Hamish and Andy. Yeah, I fucking said it.
Gold. All right. Well, yeah, that's pretty much me. My weekly watchings. So, we're gonna plow right ahead here and roll immediately up to the trailer park.
Oh, the trailer park. No news.
Trailer park. No news.
There's a tentative Mike. Mike Myers said, he wants to do more Austin Powers, but that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'd be here for a new Austin Powers movie if it's good enough. We'll see.
All right. Well,
Love Mike Myers.
yeah. Trailer park.
Trailer park.
Oh, loud.
Rolling up to the
Too loud for me.
where we all park.
There we go. Too loud.
Yeah, so it's trailer park time. 3 trailers, 2 of which are kind of one's very much a teaser, the other one's kind of short-ish, and then the third one is a long boy.
Long boy, eh?
A long boy. Don't even.
Is he related to Lazy Boy?
It's lazy boy. I mean, he could be. Who knows?
A lazy long boy.
A lazy long boy. Our first trailer we're going to talk about is the little teaser for Lilo and Stitch that dropped this week. Because I think the internet's a bit divided on things. But yeah, this is just literally a 30-second clip showing the eponymous Stitch in action, causing some pandemonium on a beach, knocking over sandcastles that are shaped like Disney castles, and just laughing evilly and licking the screen. Yeah, I'm fine with this. Like, I think Stitch looks okay. I think some people online don't really like the way they've adapted him, but I don't. I mean, I still haven't seen the original film, and Fulya, I know you're going to be listening to this back, I will watch it because I know you're probably going to watch the live action version of this. And I will watch it with you.
Talk about it.
And then we can all do a big pod on it. Yeah, I will definitely be watching the original film before I see this. But yeah, for me it didn't really affect me either way. I was just like, oh yeah, he looks cute and he sounds crazy. Like, the little bits they've sort of gleamed over the years, I suppose. But yeah, my question is, if this is coming out in May next year, and I know we're in December now, but this is the second time they've dropped footage of what Stitch looks like. Like, they did so back, I can't remember if it was at D23 or Comic-Con earlier this year.
I think it was
San Diego
both,
Comic-Con. Maybe at both. They dropped that little 15-second clip of Stitch licking the camera lens and, scurrying about. This is sort of like an extended version of that, where we actually get to see him in the live action setting, but even then he's not interacting with any humans. So yeah, I don't know, I just find it weird that they're not, it feels like they're holding back showing us more, and I don't know if that's a concern that I should be having or we should be having, but I don't know, I just find it strange that Disney is very much holding all their cards very close to their chest on Lilo and Stitch. But maybe that's a result of, the way the world has reacted to live action adaptations over the past few years. You know, Snow White still hasn't come out, but that's already controversial. We've talked about Ugly Sonic ad nauseum on this podcast. An icon. Yeah. So, and I don't know. And then, but you would have thought that they'd probably drop a full trailer for this because Mufasa's coming out in a couple of weeks, and I feel like that would have been prime time for them to start showing off what's coming next year. But I guess they'll show some other stuff off. And Moana 2 just came out as well. So, you know, I don't. Disney's got me puzzled over this. But otherwise, I'm okay with how Stitch looks. So, Mike, what are your thoughts on this little tease?
Well, I was hoping, and they sort of did it with the poster that they released, them to harken back to what the teasers were for the original movie, where Stitch was invading other Disney IP things, like him going into Aladdin and actually, you know, be chatting up Jasmine, and then Jasmine and him like ride off, and Aladdin's going, get your own movie, and that sort of thing. I was hoping for that, but you know, I think the biggest draw is probably going to be Stitch and how he looks in live action, and we've sort of seen it a lot. So yeah, there's the Stitch is already out of the bag for that, and I don't know. I don't think the draw cards are for Lilo or any of the other characters in it. Yeah, it's sort of a weird movie, and sort of weird to promote as well, because your main draw is the character of Stitch, so need to have more Stitch. It's going to be pretty much Stitch all around. So, but still more teasers. Yeah, like I can't remember if we've got a Snow White trailer yet. I think it's just all teasers so far.
Yeah, they haven't. I don't think they've done a full-fledged trailer for Snow White yet.
Yeah, I think that's going to be first. I think. So they'll probably ramp up for that. Yeah, I don't mind it. I don't mind the movie. Like, I watched it probably when I was a kid, so probably VHS. I didn't watch it in the cinema. Yeah, my kids like it, so. And I showed them, it's like, this is Stitch. It's like, can we go see it? It's like, yeah, sure. So I got an excuse to go see it because I got children. So it's going to be that sort of thing. I don't think it's going to be like, this is what my generation was into, so you need to watch it too. No. I'm not a big fan of that. I just do it by passing. I mean, I watched an episode of Red Dwarf like not too long ago, and my daughter went, "Oh, that character's name's Lister. Is he a relative of ours?" It's like, sort of. This is set in the future, so it's sort of planting seeds of stuff that I like. That the kids can. It's like, oh yeah, Dad watched that once. I mean, I need to start doing more stuff. Like, my youngest just constantly wants Ghostbusters theme music. Like every time we sit down to eat dinner, it's like, okay, what music do we want to watch to listen to? And it's like, Ghostbusters. It's like, there's enough. Randy Pack Jr. Enough. No more, please. No more. So anyway, when is Stitch coming out? It's gonna be May.
It's gonna be May. Yes, Lilo and Stitch is coming out next year on the 22nd of May for us here in Australia.
Woo!
Woo! All right. The next trailer is for a streaming series that's coming out soon, and it's called The Studio. This has got me interested naturally because it's a drama or a dramedy. I'm guessing there's definitely going to be some comedic elements here. A dramedy about Hollywood, more specifically about a man who is in charge of a studio, and what they're doing with it, I guess. Played by Seth Rogen. This is a show he's also co-created with his writing partner Evan Goldberg. That gives a big tick in my yes column for that, because those two together generally tend to make some good quality content. You know, they're producers on The Boys, for example. So yeah, and obviously Seth Rogen was in Invincible too. So along with many other things. But yes, yeah, this has got a great cast with it. I mean, there's a lot of cameos by a lot of famous Hollywood people, like, you know, Martin Scorsese makes an appearance here, Paul Dano, Charlize Theron, Anthony Mackie, yeah, like, there's just so many. But then as far as the main players go as well, you've got Catherine Hahn is going to be in this, which is awesome. Catherine O'Hara.
Two
as
Catherines.
well. And
spelled
the
differently.
two Catherines spelled differently. Yes, correct. Catherine with a K and Catherine with a C.
Catherine with an
yes.
R. No, sorry, Catherine with an I and Catherine with a Y.
Catherine with a Y. Yeah. The opposite interpretations of the name. And yeah, Bryan Cranston makes an appearance here as well. But yeah, Seth Rogen has taken over this studio, and it's like a lifelong dream. It's a fictional studio. They're not kind of going that meta. But obviously there will be some meta commentary and humor in here. But I like kind of the hints of, you know, am I gonna destroy movies, or am I gonna, like, actually, you know, and then like Bryan Cranston being like, no, we're not an artsy fartsy studio. We're here to make Hollywood movies, like big budget, you know, whatever.
Bums on seats.
Yes, exactly.
Jinx.
So yeah, literally same thought at the same time. Yeah, but so it looks good. Another reason for me to get my Apple TV subscription back, although I am waiting for Severance season 2, which is coming out next year as well. Yeah, I don't have a ton to say other than I'm interested in checking this out. I think this might be a bit of fun, but I'm hoping it doesn't go the route of, I think this is going to be great, and then it's actually just a bit too, I don't know, full of itself, maybe. I don't know. Like, I'm worried it's going to go out the other way.
Smelling its own farts.
Yeah, and just not be, yeah, exactly what we think it might be. But who knows? We'll find out if we watch it. Mike, what did you think of this?
I'm really interested in this, because considering, yeah, Seth Rogen and even Goldberg have dealt with a lot of studios with their different adventures, like like Preacher being Netflix, and you got The Boys with Amazon and all that. So essentially they are semi-biographically, like, writing themselves within a TV show, and how that would work in a new age, because yeah, film and television haven't been the same since the last, like, 20 years. So it will be a very interesting take to see what I think it's more satirical than biographical. So it'll definitely do a lot of like piss takes, and a lot of not taking it too seriously, even though it looks it definitely looks very much like Prestige and Heighten. But yeah, I just love the fact that I got a lot of people playing themselves, like Martin Scorsese and Ron Howard's in it as well. I called him like I think he was like punching Seth at the same.
Yes. And Blink and you'll miss it.
Yeah, but it turns out it was him. And that's cool. He plays himself, like, very well. Coming off Only Murders in the Building. So yeah. Is it same universe? Ooh.
Are they connected?
If Ron Howard is playing himself, surely it's the same. There you go. Connections. Multiverse theory. I really would love to watch this. Unfortunately, it's on Apple, and my subscription is up in December. And December is here. So I don't know if I'm going to get it again just for this. But when is this going to be on to get my Apple subscription? Kendall.
Well,
segue.
Segue. Mike, you can reactivate your Apple subscription on the 26th of the 3rd. Wow. 26th of March. Next year. It's when the studio will be coming in.
Yeah, March is the 3rd month, so that makes sense.
I know, but the way I said that, my brain was just like, you are saying this wrong.
It's all right.
This is
America's been saying dates wrong for years.
true. True.
Apparently,
Just balancing this out.
isn't there a Japanese one where they do, what is it,
Year first?
year, month, day?
Something like that.
So,
I'm not sure. But yeah, I think you might be right. Anyway, our third and final trailer this week is a new trailer, a new look at Sonic the Hedgehog 3,
bring.
which is coming out very soon. Yeah, I kind of hope this is the last of these. Only because like I worry
Trailer
that this
or movie?
No, movie. Only because like I just worry that it's going to veer off into that territory of like too many sequels where just like the quality just gets so diluted because they just keep running out of characters and ideas and stuff. But I mean, it looks good. If you're a fan of the franchise, I'm sure you'll get something out of this.
Oh, Kendall. Oh, Kendall.
Oh no.
Run out of characters? Oh, the untapped potential that there is in the Sonic universe. And you think they've already shot all their load in the third one?
I was speaking a little more generally, but I'll wear that. I'm tired. Leave me alone. Yeah.
Nah.
Anyway. Nah. Yeah, Sonic 3. It looks fine. Like I really like the first movie. It was a good fun ride. Jim Carrey just steals the show for me. He makes it worth watching. And Ben Schwartz is. I really like Ben Schwartz as well. And number 2 was cool. Like seeing Idris Elba come in as Knuckles and what that introduced to the franchise. And here we have Keanu Reeves as Shadow, and he looks a bit menacing in here, which is kind of cool, I guess. Yeah, and we get to have 2 Robotniks in this based on how number 2 ended, which I vaguely remember. Like I can't remember if it was like a mid-credit scene or just at the end of the movie, maybe, where Robotnik ends up running into another version of himself. Or unless it's in the middle of the movie somewhere. It's been a while. I can't remember how it happens. But anyway, spoilers for Sonic 2. This whole trailer spoils that anyway.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine.
Keep up.
Keep up. Because Knuckles is obviously, now hanging out with Tails and Sonic. And I kind of liked that joke about Tails being Detective Pikachu. It was a bit silly.
Yeah. I mean, there was a fight between, Detective Pikachu and Sonic. Is like, well, there's only been one Detective Pikachu movie, so there.
That's true. Yeah, take that, I guess. Yeah, it looks fun. I feel like it's gonna do really well. Just for it's coming out over the Christmas holidays in a few weeks' time. So, yeah, I think it's gonna be successful. Maybe not as successful as the other ones, but hopefully it's good. I don't know. Nothing in this trailer really properly grabbed me, so I might still check it out just because I've seen the first 2, and it would be nice to cap the trilogy off. But yeah, we shall see. Mike, what did you think of this trailer?
I like the other trailer, but I do like the fact that they're just going full on, like, we can do whatever we want now. Considering what they've done in the first movie, where essentially it is a cartoon character fallen to Earth and needs to interact with human beings. Like, we've seen that so many times. Like, the Smurfs have done it. Like, He-Man, for instance, have done that, where going from one universe to the other. And now they can, like, go nuts. And like in this trailer, they get to destroy the moon with a laser.
Laser.
Two Jim Carreys in the same scene. Yay. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Shadow the Hedgehog, like being totally edgy man, riding a motorcycle with a Glock. There's the Sonic universe is insane, and I love the fact that this is the new MCU sort of. Let's go nuts now. We can just go nuts now, and people can just lap it up and say, yes, this is what we like. The fans go, yes, this is what we wanted. While people that are like going into it like the first time, like yourself, is like, what's going on? Why? What? All of a sudden, like Jim Carrey used to be like this weird guy, like on a truck. And just got a little mustache. Now he's got a big mustache. And now he's shooting lasers from a moon base in the sky. What the hell happened? That's why I'll be watching it with my kids.
Yeah. Amazing.
Because they love
I love
it
that.
too.
Good.
So when is this coming out? Boxing Day.
Well, yeah, Boxing Day. Yeah, Sonic the
I'm
Hedgehog
counting
3
the days.
will be in cinemas on the 26th of December.
Yeah.
So yes, 3.5 weeks away.
It's going to be a very busy Boxing Day.
Mm.
Because Mufasa comes out at the same time. And
Yeah, I think so.
and the new Doctor Who. So
Yeah, the Doctor Who Christmas special. Yay.
yeah. Not on Christmas, but our Boxing Day.
Yes. Looking forward to watching that, actually.
Yes.
Yes. Get some Doctor Who back in our lives. Speaking of which...
Oh!
What a segue.
Did I do that intentionally? I'll never tell.
You'll never know.
Secret to
because
the
it's
grave.
time
4.
Yes, for the
Yes.
moment,
Aha.
the segment, the
Yeah.
section,
Actually.
the part, the place, the thing, the spot, the TARDIS, the sonic screwdriver in the show. We like to call
Charlie's Angels. Do. Good morning, angels. Good morning, Charlie. Welcome. Doctor Who.
We're talking Who.
Hey. Talking Who.
Yes.
Talking Who. Hey.
We're talking
Mid-season finale.
Yes. Mid-season finale, Series 6, Episode 7, A Good Man Goes to War. This is a pretty pivotal episode, I think, in terms of New Who.
But nothing happens.
Fair, nothing really. Which is quite interesting. So I'm not sure how long this discussion will be, but we'll get through it. It was a good episode, though. My overall thoughts. I enjoyed it. It was fastly paced, and the action was good, and it's getting to see the Doctor's angry side come out again is always quite fascinating for me. But I also kind of just like that. I just love how the Doctor cares so much about his companions and or his loved ones. Like just the way he gets riled up. You do anything to them and stuff. But yeah,
including
but also
commit genocide.
Yeah, including committing genocide. Jesus Christ. Yeah. I like the Doctor as, this idea of him being a figure of, of sheer terror for some parts of the galaxy, parts of the universe is quite interesting as well. But yeah, like we had a few things sort of answered and not answered here, and I kind of put 2 and 2 together. I knew the reveal already. Like I've told you before, Mike. I know who River Song is. I've known the whole time. Because I had that ruined for me thanks to, I can't remember what, maybe it's just the internet in general ruined that for me. But but that's fine. I kind of put it together throughout while I was watching it. I was like, oh, her name's Melody Pond, and I was like, oh, I'm sure somebody guessed would have like been watching that. I'm like, because you can just clearly, I don't know, it feel unless I'm like I notice it because I know what the twist is.
Yeah.
I know who she is. Maybe that's
Subconsciously
why I'm
knows. I was like, oh, okay, that fits in.
Yeah, melody, song, pond, river, all that jazz. But the way they revealed it was really cool. But we'll talk about that. But no, it was good. And it was good to see. I also like these episodes where in Doctor Who, especially when they bring back old characters, or you get to see, other races of alien that we've seen before. Like, the Sontarans make an appearance here. This, what are they called?
Silurian.
Yes, that one. Thank you. They make an appearance here. We get to see some Cybermen briefly as well. So yeah, so it's kind of like a great mix of Doctor turning and yeah, I like it when they do it for these kinds of episodes of like something important's happening. We must have all these iconic things thrown in.
What do we got in the cupboard?
Yeah, literally. Literally. So yeah, I enjoyed this episode a lot, and yeah, I'm looking forward to discussing it a bit more with you, Mike. What did you think rewatching this? How did it go for you?
Yeah, obviously, yeah, I know the twist, and rewatching it is kind of lethargic because all these characters that we meet for the first time, like well-established characters within the canon beyond this, but we're watching these for the first time. Like we see Drax, the Sontaran, and Lady Vassandra, and Jenny, who live in the Victorian age, and they got katanas. It's like what we need new characters because we don't really have anything established to come back because we can essentially go behind baseball. Originally, Stephen Moffat wanted to get Captain Jack back to be in this as well, but unfortunately he was filming Torchwood overseas, so they couldn't really get him. So yeah. they needed like sort of established but new at the same time. So that's why we got these characters back, as well as the pirates from the previous episode.
Yes,
just for a brief sec.
Little cameo, yeah.
Yeah, and Cybermen because chuck in a couple of Cybermen just to say, hey, we're ramping up for mid-season break, and we're not going to see these people ever again, except for the ones that the fans have latched onto, especially Lady Vanessa, and I can't remember what their names are, but we'll find out later because they'll come back. Spoilers, they'll come back. So, but yeah, my overall thoughts is I like the fact that this episode doesn't really fit anywhere else except for when you're re-watching the entire things. Otherwise, if you watch this like by itself, you are completely lost where things are, and like, why is Amy gone? Here, Rory is still a Roman because the doctor said it would look cool. So I think it's just for the audience to say, "Hey, he's Roman guy again! Yay, familiarity!"
The last centurion.
The last centurion, just so we can have a bacon switch of, Amy was talking about Rory and not the doctor. Which is kind of weird because they said it's like your dad's coming home. It's like, wait, the doctor? What? Oh, it's Rory. Okay, thanks, Moffat. you horny bastard. Anyway, overall, I it was a fun adventure, but it didn't really matter that much. It's just an episode just to say, Riversong is this character, and Amy is back because she hasn't been around since the start of the season. Which is cool, and that's basically it. And yeah, and the main and the headless monks we'll never see again.
Oh, that's it?
That's it.
Oh.
So don't get your hopes up.
Oh, okay. I kind of liked them.
And they're top-knot necks.
Yeah. I wonder what was going to be under there. I'm like, I bet they are actually headless. Because I kind of liked the metaphorical idea of like, you know, a heart being closer to God or whatever the quote was. And so they don't think with their heads. But then it's like, oh, no, they actually don't have heads. Like,
yeah. Who needs rational thought when you can use your feelings to what's the phrase? Who cares about why have facts when you can use your feelings to judge?
Yeah. Yeah, basically.
Cryptic metaphor.
Cryptic metaphor. Plus, I also liked that they looked like a cross between Nazgul and Sith Lords with their like their abilities and their light up swords.
Electric swords.
Electric swords.
Can't call them sabers. Lucasfilm will sue.
You don't want to get sued by Lucasfilm. They have all the money. Yeah. So yeah, basically, you know, we find out why Amy was taken by, you know, the wonderful. These are part of the Silence, aren't they? These Marines, these
yeah.
The woman who's known as Madame Kavarian.
Yeah, this is part of the Silence. So
yeah.
So the creatures that we see in the start of the season are all part of it. They're like they're lackeys, and this is like the main faction living on Devil's Run, the asteroid. The
asteroid, which I really liked in, you know, the little sort of poem thing that was read out about it, and like that. I mean, that's kind of why I chose it for the ladies and gentlemen, because I liked the moment in it where when I can't remember who said it in the context of the episode, but someone said like, you know why I call it Devil's Run, because Devil's Run when good men go to war.
The blue guy, can't remember his name.
Yeah, the blue guy. Yeah. What's his name? I thought it was like Dorian or something, but I don't know if it's started with a D. Yeah, Dorium. There it is. Dorium Maldavar. Yeah. So the Silence have had Amy the entire time, and now Amy's given birth to her and Rory's daughter, who she's named Melody. So sweet. But yeah, I will agree with you. I didn't like the misdirect about Rory, you know, she and the doctor, that whole thing. And then there was a scene later on when, like, the doctor wants to hug Amy, and then Rory has to step in and be like, oh, just, you know, keep it brief or whatever. And then, like, they hug, and then Rory's like, okay, that's enough. I'm like, where is this coming from? Like, I know they've got to reference this weird thruple weirdness situation going on, or the old jealousy thing.
Which is even more weird when we find out that their daughter is River. And the doctor's all flirty with River, and it's like, wow, you kissed the mum and the daughter. Player.
Yeah. Yeah, very, very interesting. Yeah, but I liked seeing Rory in the Centurion garb again. Like, I kind of like that has become a shtick for him of you know, a part of his character. Because yeah, I remember in the previous season, just not liking him, but just hating how he was kind of the damsel in distress character who things just happen to all the time. Like, and even in this episode, the Doctor lists off, well, he was dead then, and at this point, he didn't exist, and then and then it was just stuff happened to Rory. Rory at all, but
Funny
but yeah.
enough, Centurion Rory has got his own stories on Big Finish as well, which is kind of interesting as well. So, what he did throughout time with the Pandorica.
Pandorica.
Yeah, the cube. The cube's got Amy in it.
Yes, the cube with Amy in it.
So there's a couple of stories of him with the cube.
That's very cool.
Audio adventures. If you like him as Centurion, I mean, it's only audio form, so you can't really see him in a skirt, so it's a bit of a shame.
Damn.
Men with dresses. What?
Men with dresses. More of them.
Are you saying the Roman Empire was woke?
Oh dear. Yeah. So basically, the Doctor is assemble an army of sorts in order to save Amy, and the baby, and yeah, I kind of liked the montage of, like, not the Doctor showing up, but just the TARDIS, like, showing up to all these different locations and whatnot. Mike, you said before that this is the first time we've seen most of these characters, if not all. Is that correct?
Yeah. Of these characters, like the person, the two people who played the Silurian and Drax, the Sontaran, have played those characters in those particular episodes before, but not as these characters, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So they're completely new characters. Yeah.
The new characters, but they've the same actors have played different people of those races, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Yeah. Nice. Well, because I thought, like, because I was trying to remember if the Silurian Madame Vastra, if she was in the episode where we had, because doesn't she reference the whole? She says something about vengeance for her sisters or whatever, and, like, isn't that a thing we saw?
Yeah, which is kind of weird. Essentially, it's just a throwaway line of saying, okay, this is essentially, I'm a different character, but my discretion is stuff that happened in the past, and I'm paying for their penance of people being hurt or killed within that story. So it's sort of go around saying, yeah, it's member berries more a thing. So
yeah, okay,
it's a bit clunky, but we get these characters out of it. So a lot of people saying, well, whatever, we got what we got. And
we got what we got.
And we got some Taran that's a nurse as well, so that's fun.
Yeah, that's very true. The Sontaran Strax was very cool as well. Because I kind of like the idea of all of these characters, and again, this is one of the joys of a show about time travel, is, like, we don't need to see every story or adventure that the Doctor has had with these characters. We can just assume that things have already happened or will happen because of the way things work. So I kind of like the fact that all of these characters that he's going around collecting for this army are, like, they owe the Doctor in some form.
Yeah. There is a bit of contention in that.
Oh yeah, go explain.
Because there is a thing where the Doctor, it's sort of out of character as the Doctor to say, okay, you did this thing, so you owe me something, which it's a bit weird for the Doctor to do, because a lot of people have compared this episode with the last episode of season 4, where it's where Earth gets stolen by the Daleks and Davros, and all these other companions are coming together and say, we need to find the Doctor so we can help him out. They do it in their own free will, so it sort of makes sense. And the Doctor is dealing with all these. I've touched all these people to make them weapons, essentially, because that's what sort of happens where Jack's got the essentially a doomsday device, and he's going to let that off, and then all the plans will be ruined. But it's self-sacrifice, and then the Doctor's going, "Oh my God, why did I do this?" Sort of thing of setting these people up to kill themselves out of sacrifice, and he is coming to terms with that. But in this episode, he decides, I need people, I need to send lambs to the slaughter, basically, and there's all these villains. So it's sort of a turnabout face, really. But it really depends on your interpretation on what the Doctor is and does. That's why there's so many headcanons out there, and everything. All headcanons are valid and equal in a way. So yeah, that's the discretion, really. And it doesn't really help that we're only meeting these characters for the first time, and it's to take arms. So
yeah, I suppose when you look at it in that sense, that it does kind of feel either a bit convenient or just maybe lazy writing for them to just be like, okay, we can just establish that the Doctor has, is just calling in these debts for these characters, and we don't need to know. I mean, I like I said before, that's an advantage of this kind of story, but I guess, when you look at it from a different point of view of well, this is the first time we've met them and we've missed out on all of, this history maybe with these characters.
The setup.
The setup, the setup's not really, because I was watching it, and because this is my first time watching Doctor Who, and because it's drawn out so much over time because of the way we're doing it, I was just convinced that I'd seen these characters before, because I'm familiar with a lot of the the races of aliens, obviously, by now that I'm seeing here. So it's funny that it's all the first time, in that sense, because I was like, oh damn, I really like Madame Vastra and Jenny, and she's eaten Jack the Ripper, which I thought was fun. So I'm looking forward to seeing more of them.
It's a bit of a manufactured consent in that.
Manufactured consent.
It's we've seen these guys before, surely, haven't we?
Surely.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I've been duped.
I've been duped. Yes. But yeah, I kind of like the one other trope that I like that they do is that was all too easy sort of thing, because when everyone assembles and the fighting commences, they kind of take control of the base pretty easily. And it's it's I don't know if it's because that's what Madame Kavarian necessarily wants to happen, but I think she's not entirely annoyed either way, I guess. I don't know. She's an interesting one. I kind of want to know more about her. Do we find out more about Madame Kavarian as this storyline goes on, now that we've actually kind of spent some time with her where she's not just a face in a window sort of thing?
Yeah.
Face in a wall.
Reality seeping through. Yes. There's a lot more stuff to figure out by the end of the overall season, way back when we were talking about the previous episodes, when I said there are some elements that get resolved here, but not all. We get to find out who the little girl is that we get to meet.
Yeah.
So who is this little girl? It's Melanie.
liked that actually.
Yeah.
I was going to talk about it later, but yeah. Yeah.
But we still got to figure out the Doctor's death, basically, like all the way from the start of the season. So a lot more questions.
Definitely a lot more questions.
And it gets a lot more crazy.
Oh, does it really?
Make sure you're not distracted.
Okay, pay attention is what you're saying.
Because this latter half is when I decided, you know what? I might skip to the next bit. Because it's getting way too confusing and too weird for me.
Oh.
And just wait till the next season. or just watch the episodes and not really take anything in. I'll just wait for the next season. Because, it sort of started with this episode of just introducing characters out of thin air. And so, okay, what are we doing? Okay, fine. And then this later half season is like, okay, fine, I guess. But
interesting.
It's one of those try and keep up sort of things.
Right. So Moffat was very much leaning into just kind of
conveniences and tropes. And speaking of tropes,
yes.
Shall we go on to the next one, or what were we talking about?
Which trope did you want to talk about?
Bury your gays.
Yeah, man. I wasn't going to bring that up. I mean, I liked the fact, and I wrote it down, what they called themselves, or one of them called themselves, thin Anglican Marines.
Labels. Isn't that funny?
Labels. It's so funny, labels. But because at first I was like, oh my god, we've got a homosexual couple in this representation for the win. They're, one of them's thin, one of them's fat, so there's no
names.
They don't get given names either, which is now in hindsight, I think terrible.
Trying to be progressive, but tripping and falling on your ass at the same time.
Yeah, a little bit. Now that we think of it,
2011, it was a hell of a year.
Oh, clearly. Yeah. Meanwhile, Vastra and Jenny apparently get to be, gay together, and that's fine. But our lovely fat one and thin one. So things don't end so well. I'm glad they don't really. They kind of delayed the reveal on. And even then, when it was, the thin one realized that he'd lost his husband. There wasn't much. I don't know. It was a weird thing to put in there. But yeah, bury that episode. This episode would have aired before the bury your gay trope was a thing.
Yeah.
But at least it was before it was coined.
As
a term.
This is all hindsight takes.
Yeah. Yes. The benefit of hindsight here. Not great. Not great.
This is where it's more egregious take.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, so this is what they're talking about. Fair enough. Let's stop doing that.
Yeah. Let's not do that. Not a great time. Tropes that I like, especially in something that they do in Doctor Who, I think, is when you get these characters that are they're fighting for the wrong side, quote unquote, but they're actually on the side of the Doctor, and that was Lorna Bucket. I really liked her. I think she was, apart from the reveal at the end, I think she was probably my favorite piece of the episode, my favorite character of the episode, just because she was also someone who didn't interact with the Doctor, so she had this kind of, idolatry of him, and was, and then we find out the whole reason she she joined the Marines so she could see the Doctor again. Like, you know, what he's a warrior. You know, what other options do I have to see him again? But I kind of liked, I liked how she was just great from the start. Like, you know, she wasn't a Mary Sue, but she wasn't like, you know, she just was kind of, I don't know. She added a nice touch to the episode, and I really liked the scene with her and Amy. Was really nice. And I could understand Amy being completely like, you know, standoffish with her initially. It's like, well, you're working with the enemy, and the enemy has taken my child. I don't want to hear anything from you. But I really like this, and I didn't know it was going to come back at the end with the like the embroidery, the star thing that she gives her is like this is what we do in my culture, and all of that. I really like that. It's just a little world building thing, and a sweet moment of bonding between two women as well. It was really nice. And then even her Lorna's death scene with where the Doctor's there, and like, you know, like she doesn't know if he remembers her, and then, you know, then they have a brief moment together reminiscing, and it was really sweet. So yeah, I sad that she's not gonna come back. But did you like Lorna as a character, Mike?
Yeah, and what she sort of represents of, it's not necessarily fridging, but it's more it is sort of the innocence that can be involved with the Doctor, like saving people and being like lauded up high, and you get to see that throughout, well, this entire like run of shows of the Doctor doing incredible things, and people like talking about him like being massively huge and great and up on that pedestal. And this is sort of cementing the fact that, well, the other side is true, where the Doctor can be that. Is that a spoiler? The oncoming storm.
Yeah.
Where they're essentially the plans of what's happening right now is they need to like take on the Doctor because he is could be a threat. So there needs that people are trying to get like who's watching the Doctor if the Doctor has got no one watching over him, and but unfortunately that doesn't get dwelled upon. Like they tried to in this episode, especially when the Doctor is talking to when River finally turns up with good reason, but him like just going off his nut. It's like and just realizing it's like, oh, maybe I need to change up what I'm doing. But we don't find out. And they're slowly working that out into this particular Doctor because essentially he could be dangerous to the universe. So yeah, and Bucket dying out of the essentially the Doctor like recruiting all these different people to fight for tooth and nail just to get Amy back, and she does, and him realizing, oh, this is a bad thing. Well, essentially you've moved those chess pieces, so essentially it is your fault that she died.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, but then again, that's only contextually speaking. It's not the main source of the episode. The main source of the episode was, hey, isn't this cool? And River is Amy and Rory's daughter.
Yes, yeah. Shall we talk about that?
Sure. Let's talk about the cot first and how that breaks canon.
Oh, does it break canon?
Well, it does now.
Hindsight again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Considering the Doctor was found as a child, I don't think a child, you know, say, give or take, like a 5-year-old child doesn't need a baby's cot.
No.
Yeah, we're talking a timeless child here, throwing a spanner in the works.
Yeah. So was Chibnall mucking shit up then, or
Yes
that-
and no, but it doesn't really matter, I guess, because Time Lord. Well, I can get into it later, but a Time Lord can change their appearance, they can change their agenda, and they can change their age. So, who knows? The Doctor may can regenerate into a baby one time. So, got headcanon to think about that, but yeah,
right?
bit messy, but.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's just contextually. It doesn't really add or subtract to the entire thing. It's just a weird sort of hurdle to clear when it comes to the personal history that is the Doctor that we find out. But
Yeah, okay.
let's talk about the thing. I think this is a very interesting take to have River that we met all the way back with the Silence of the Library and her demise basically, and we get to see her creation. So, and it is Moffat's character, so he can do whatever he likes, and it's just a very interesting dynamic that the Doctor has with River of finding out more about River and by the end. And yeah. So we get to know the start and the end of River.
Yeah, which is kind of poetic in a way. Yeah. Do you think Moffat had it in mind when he was writing Silence in the Library that this is who she, like, probably not who River was going to be, or do you think this was something that Russell T Davies was wanting to throw about, or like, do you know where the impetus for, like, let's make River Song the daughter of two companions?
Maybe, but it was a very interesting premise for a quote-unquote companion, like a companion for the first a companion for an only story, because essentially River was only there for one story.
Yes.
A companion that actually knows the Doctor before the Doctor knows who she is, which is first time, and it's this very unique sort of question that hangs over is like, how does she know so much? Are we going to see her again? And we don't get to see her again until 11, I think. Yeah, I think it's 11. The start of 11, where River comes back. So I don't think it was probably on the cards per se, but I think it's probably I think maybe Stephen Moffat thought about it for this particular season, and it's like, oh, all the things can add up because we have a couple on the TARDIS, so essentially, and a newlywed couple, so that makes sense. And because Stephen being his horny era of Doctor Who, what would happen if two people consummate a marriage on a TARDIS? What does that do? So yeah, I think it just all fell into place. Basically, I don't think it was I don't think it was on the get go.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
In a roundabout way of saying. I like to ramble.
Yeah, no, ramble is good. Because I think I saw that apparently the reveal of who River Song was kept quite secret when they were making it. Is that right?
Yeah, there was like alternative endings and Amy and Rory, the actors, the actors didn't know, except for Russell himself and Alex Kingston knew from the get go of this season. So she was playing it. She was playing River as with that in mind of actually
The whole time.
The whole time of meeting again Amy and Rory from the start of thinking this is a long lost like parentage sort of thing. So if you ever do a rewatch, you can probably see that. And I probably don't think it was on the cards for the ending of the previous season because River was sort of standoffish of Rory for no reason, and I'm guessing if River knew that Rory was her dad, she wouldn't be that standoffish. I don't think, but you could probably explain that in a novel or in an audio adventure that she had problems with her dad. I mean, you know, we've all had arguments with our dad, so. But yeah, no one knew except until the day of filming, especially with Arthur and Karen, like on the set, just finding out. It's like, I'm your daughter. It's like, holy shit. Okay.
Yeah, I liked the way the scene unfolded, like the ending and the way the Doctor reacted, like the way Matt Smith played off the realization of who Riversong is without, like, he did it all without verbalizing the whole thing. Like, you know, he was saying other things, but like he wasn't saying the specific thing, but like just I really liked how excited he got and like, you know, just like it was just a cool moment, I think, for him. And then the way it kind of played out with River talking about the I forget what it's called, but you know, the thing in the TARDIS that makes them able to read other languages and stuff. And
the Codex or something. The Babel fish.
Like yeah, whatever you want to call it.
The TARDIS translator.
Yeah, TARDIS translator, I guess. Yeah, and how, like, you know, there's Gallifreyan on the cot, so you can't read that, but then she can read the, you know, the little quilt that was made for her, little patch, that's got the words Riversong on it. And I liked how they explained that it wasn't just a means of like adapting the name from Melody Pond to Riversong. It was like a translation thing of like, in this culture, you know. I like how she was like, there's no in the forest, there's no ponds, there's only a river, so that you go from pond to river. And obviously Melody did a song, self-explanatory. I just really liked the way it all played out. It was done really, really well. And I also need to shout out Alex Kingston, who is she's just always a joy to watch in this show. She's probably one of my favorite characters in Doctor Who, Riversong, and I really liked her in this episode as well. I mean, I like her all the time, really, but here was nice, just the way she played it. And even when you first see her and Rory comes to get her to you know, put up arms to go save Amy, and then she's, you know, she knows she's looking at her dad, and she knows she can't be there. And I'm guessing it's because, you know, her baby self is there, right? They can't be in the same place at the same time. Like, we've established that in Doctor Who, haven't we? You can't. Sort of.
It varies. It depends. It really depends on the story. But
yeah,
I think she doesn't want to be there because she probably couldn't tread on her own history, because she knows all her history, as well as she probably couldn't stop herself from doing something. Mm-hmm. So it would better just to back away and not do anything and just feel the guilt inside.
Yeah.
Until the end, it's like everything falls into place.
Mm-hmm.
And the Doctor going, but we...
Yeah.
You dag.
Yeah, such a dag. Yeah, just on that a sidebar of I like this random bit of information that the Doctor can understand baby talk, and just having Matt Smith react to Baby River Song with like the just doing the whole bow ties are cool, I thought it was a little nice bit of levity in the episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can talk baby.
It was cool.
Yeah.
I can talk baby. Yeah, but speaking of babies, that was Melody Pond was not the real Melody Pond. Madame Kavarian still has the baby. That was a bit. I mean, I'm not a parent. You're a parent.
I know.
Watching Amy react to her baby like essentially disintegrating in her arms, and then she still cried out in grief even though she knew that wasn't her child, but like she thought it was. And so there's that moment of like, oh my god, like, but then there's also the moment of going, oh my god, I don't have my child, like my child is somewhere else. And
Yeah, double whammy.
Yeah, that was a bit harrowing, wasn't it?
You've had your baby disintegrated in your arms, as well as the realization, oh no, they still have my baby.
Yeah.
And
it was pretty rough.
And hands down, this is like top tier performance for Carrie and Gillian in this entire show.
Yeah.
Like,
I agree.
At the time, she hasn't had a kid, like at all. But you can still she had the pains of a mother. Like in her face, and it got me. It's like, oh shit, that is the wailing of a mother, like losing a kid.
Yeah, it really was. It was so genuine and just terrible. Like she played it really well. Like I was very I felt it. I felt it.
Felt it in my waters.
Felt it in me waters. Yeah. Yeah. Anything else that we have to discuss in this episode? I think that's pretty much it, isn't it?
Yeah. Drax died.
Yes, Commander Strax is no more.
There's an explanation with that. Probably spoiled it for you, but that's all right.
Okay.
But string of clones, he can clone himself, and also
yes,
and also Drax has got big mama making moves.
Oh yeah. He's like, I'm a nurse, and I've been medically programmed to lactate whatever.
And I'm gene spliced into being a wet nurse.
Yeah. Yeah, that was funny. I also like that moment where he says to Rory that he's a nurse. Like I kind of saw that line coming, but like it was still nice, and I'm like, oh, nurses bonding,
kinship. Kinship.
Yeah, I thought that was nice. Yeah, I liked Commander Strax, and I liked how he when we the first scene we see him in, even though he's like helping out his enemy. Because that's what he's supposed to, like, as a nurse, is his function or whatever. But like he's like, I look forward to meeting you on the battlefield and destroying you because you're the worst or whatever. That's not what he says, but that's basically the vibe.
Yeah.
And I thought that was pretty amusing. Like, I'm going to kill you one day. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah. It's alright. I'm just remembering the rest of his tenure as like. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I've got some things to not look forward to.
Choices. There's choices.
Some choices are made.
That I don't particularly enjoy. But.
Oh, okay.
Because way back when we were talking about Jodie's era and when the Santarans came back and they look a lot different. And I liked it because they were harking back to more classic Who Santarans, which is great. And also they were Santarans, like what they were, like human potatoes.
Yeah.
that have no gender. They just need to dominate and all that. Just can't really.
Yeah.
And there was no real stupidity with them.
Mm-hmm.
Drax gets interesting.
Okay.
And I'll leave it at that.
Of course. Nice tease. Thank you.
This is the best that Drax has ever been.
Oh, great.
And he dies, which is fitting. Anyway,
Anyway, yes. Anything else to touch on?
I'm trying to think. I think that's it. This is the end of the first half. On to the second.
On to the second. Yeah, second half of Series 6.
Yeah, there's not much to talk about.
No.
Let's see. Myths. Oh, no, that's myths. Production errors. In the credits, mentioned that Russell T Davies created the Jadoon and the Ood, despite no Ood appearing in the episode. Yes, there was going to be an Ood in this.
Oh, cool.
But
No Ood.
and the Ood was going to battle the headless monks by doing the little zappy zap on the brain, but then they realized, oh yeah, monks with no head don't have brains. So none of that.
Can't do that.
Can't do that.
Can't do that.
Yeah. So that's that's it. I don't think I can think of anything else. Like,
No?
the headless monks could have been awesome to come back, but we haven't seen them as of yet. So
Yeah. They could always resurrect them. Who knows?
Yeah.
Anything's possible.
And Blue Man hasn't got a head.
And Blue Man has no head now. Yeah, he's a headless monk.
Keep that in mind.
Oh, okay. He's gonna come back? Maybe? No?
Not
Ooh.
saying.
Ooh. Ooh, spoiler.
I said too much. All right.
All right. Well, on that note, I will say I'm curious for the next episode because it's called "Let's Kill Hitler." So I wonder how whimsical of a historical episode it's going to be, or if it's just going to be a bit, I don't know, all over the place. We'll see. I always like it when the Doctor puts himself in the path of historical figures, whether they be good or bad. So, yeah, could be fun.
It will be as historically accurate as Inglourious Bastards.
Yeah. Yes. That's how
I finally gave Phil that poster.
Yeah, I know. I saw. It went down well.
Yeah, he was quite chuffed, and he had an excuse to tell that story, which is fun.
Yeah, that's great.
I'm glad he can laugh about it now.
Yeah,
because I was laughing all through that.
Yeah.
Bless him.
Bless him. Hello, Phil, if you're listening. Yeah. No, that's it. I think that's all there is to say about A Good Man Goes to War, episode 7 of series 6. That was, cool to finally have the River Song cat out of the bag. And we'll see.
Get that cat out of the river.
Yes, get that cat out of the river. Oh, Jesus. Until next time. That's all the pod we have today. Yeah. We're done. That's the show. A quick one.
Under 2 hours.
Under 2 hours.
Unheard of.
Absolutely unheard of for us. But that's it. Let's go. Goodbye. And a 1, a 2, a 3.
And that was a podcast called Fred.
Bang. Remember to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for the latest Fred content.
If you like to listen to Fred the Alien, you can find us on SoundCloud, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts. If you like to watch Fred the Alien, you can head on over to our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Fred the Alien Productions. And if you're watching the stream right now, if you're on YouTube, hit the bell icon so you can keep you updated to all the stuff that we do. And if you're on Twitch, give us a follow. Do it, you inglorious bastards.
I've been Kendall Richardson.
And I've been the man with the hat, Michael Lister. And you just experienced a podcast called Fred. Transition.
Remember to eat beef.
Remember, Freddy lives, Loki dies, the Doctor is in, and a meal, a succulent Chinese meal. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. Remember to look after yourself and your mental health, please.
Yes, do that.
Most important. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Laters, gators.
And see